We're ready to start.
Album 15.
Album 15.
All right, the last Chavez.
Come on. Right, you in here? No, but you're in there. I'll take another feedback. You can go courtroom.
See right there.
We have to move up.
We have Mr. Collins first,
Are you on Collins first?
please.
Brandon. Brandon.
I didn't hear you.
Miriam.
Okay, oh. Good morning, Mr. Collins. All right, Mr. Collins, this is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in custody or be released to a parent and guardian. You have the right to remain silent and not say anything at all. Unlike last Thursday at our hearing, anything you say at this hearing cannot be used against you at a future hearing except for a detention hearing. If you have the right, if you want to say something, please do not blurt it out. Instead, I'll create a private internet chat room for you and your attorney to talk about what you want to say. But this is just a hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. Your attorney, Ms. Keenan Perkins, is on the line. Do you see her, Mr. Collins?
No.
Ms. Perkins, if you'll take your microphone or turn your microphone on and say something.
I'm waving at you. Can you see me?
No.
Keep looking.
Oh, now I see.
You see me?
Okay.
Waving at you? Okay.
All right, Mr. Collins, based on your behavior in the back and as your behavior during other detention hearings, I believe that if I were to release you today, you would be a danger to yourself or to others. And for that reason, I'm going to order that you be detained, and that's the order of the court. Thank you.
Oh, let me say something.
All right, and now Judge Kim is going to take over in about 2 minutes.
Me.
Judge Porter.
Me.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Thank you, Ms. Perkins.
May I be excused to go to my next hearing, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who would you like first, Judge?
Oh, we're just going with the regular order of the docket. So the next one will be Elias Chavez.
Chavez? Yes, sir. Can I get Chavez?
All right, Mr. Chavez, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 business days and have to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days after that. I want to let you know you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, Mr. Chavez, let me look at this. You're 14 years old. You have no prior history with this department. Let's see. I guess on Friday, forward said about 9:30 in the morning, police were dispatched for domestic. Talked to grandma, who said that Elias got upset with her after looking at his phone and demanding it back. So you grabbed the phone and punched grandmother's arm multiple times and kicked her leg. Grandpa came to help when Elias wrapped his arms around his legs, knocking him down, hitting his right shoulder and head on the ground, which caused him pain. Elias refused to speak and was arrested. So, Grandma, Grandpa, are we here?
Yes, Grandma and Grandpa's in the room.
Great. So, do they speak English?
Grandma speaks English, grandfather does not.
Okay. All right, so Grandma, what's going on with Elias? Like, first of all, where are his parents?
His mom is over there and right
Ma'am,
here.
I can't, can you take off that mask? I can't understand you.
His mom is right here in Fort Worth. She's not really responsible. She never takes care of she never had her parents in helping me, and the father's in Mexico.
Okay. Bradley, can you angle that camera so I can see his face? Thank you. Okay. All right, so has Elias had an attitude lately? Is this something is this a one-time incident, or is this something that's developing? Grandma?
Yes.
Is Elias, does he have an ongoing behavior problem, or is this just a one-time thing that went out of control?
Yeah, he gets mad just for one thing. He just gets mad when we tell him when he's wrong. When we tell him something when he's doing it wrong, he gets mad.
Okay. So does he do wrong a lot?
No, not hardly, but just when he, like when that happened right now, what happened like that when I find out when he's doing something bad, when he's doing something, and then he starts, getting, mad at me, and that's when
Why were you looking at his phone? Is there something going on there?
Yeah, when that happened, when he hit me, I seen that at nighttime, he was recording this person at nighttime. And yesterday I found out that he was recording him and this other girl with no clothes on. And he was in a shower or something, and he was recording himself, his body, and even the girl was recording him. They were sending pictures to each other without no clothes.
Okay, well, that's not appropriate for a 14-year-old, is it? That's the decision he can make when he's 18. All right, so other than that, how is he?
How old is he? He's 14.
No. Other than that, is he other than that respectful, or?
Yeah. Judge, I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting in and out. So I
Okay.
don't think Grandma's understanding you.
I'm just wondering, other than that, is he respectful?
He's a good boy. He helps us and everything. He's a good
Okay.
boy. Like I tell you, when I saw that cell phone, that's when he came straight to me and he was bending my hand and he started kicking me. And then he's been hitting me so many times when he does something that turned out to be doing that. It's been 3 times that I called the police. He's been hitting me and he's been choking his 2 sisters too. And the little one that's 10, he twisted her arm too.
Okay. So do you want him back home?
No.
Okay. That's easy enough. All right. Well, this is my plan then, Elias. I'm going to go ahead and detain you. All right. So what you have to understand is your grandparents do not have any obligation to take care of you. Your grandparents can easily just call CPS and say, take Elias because he is danger to everyone else in this house. And then you end up in foster care. All right. And this is based on the decisions that you make. If you think you're the boss, you're not the boss. Let me let you know something else. You don't pay for your cell phone. You don't even have a cell phone if your grandparents weren't kind enough to give it to you. The fact that you're abusing their trust in you to responsibly use your electronic device tells me that you're off on the wrong step and you're in the wrong direction. The fact that at any time they would say, because it's their phone, if they say, I want my phone back, you give it back. If there's things on there that shouldn't be on there, well, that's not their fault. That's not my fault. That's your fault. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Let's go ahead and review this at the 10-day hearing. If you're level 1 outstanding, then we'll readdress this. Grandma, is it fair to say that if he can behave and be respectful here at our facility, that you'll give him another chance at home?
No.
Okay, so you're done with him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then at this point, what I'd like to do is, who's the probation officer this one?
Me, Your Honor.
All right, Jorge,
Yeah.
if you can call the Department of Family Protective Services and let them know we have a refusal to accept parental responsibility and go and refer this case for them to pick up.
Understood. And Your Honor, I feel like Grandma might be misunderstanding. We did speak prior to the detention hearing and there was a bit of confusion. They do have an 18-year-old Eliza's sister who seems to be able to speak for them a little better. With no disrespect to the grandparents, she does communicate better.
Okay.
So I'm thinking they're just misunderstanding probably what you're asking.
Okay, so why don't you clarify with them and find out if they're willing to wait at the 10-day hearing and see if he can behave here, then we'll give him a chance to get out if he's level 1 outstanding. If they're saying no matter what, we don't want him back, then go ahead and call CPS.
Understood. Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you. Jakar Dixon. You. All right, Mr. Dixon, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought here, you have to see a judge within 2 days and I have to make a decision to keep you in custody or release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days after that. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. Mr. Dixon, for the 3rd time, we let you out on electronic monitor. For the 3rd time you cut it off, we issued a warrant for you. I'm detaining you. Thank you. Raven Forrest.
Hey, Bradley, is Raven on the pod? Bradley, is Raven on the pod?
Yeah, all the girls be on the pod.
Cappy.
Yeah. Is he done?
Yeah, he's done. Cappy. Or Miss Flores. Come on, sir. Where are you at?
I mean, he's next, but let me make sure the judge didn't change it.
All right, Ms. Flores, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days after today. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Do we have a parent here for Flores?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that stepfather is here.
Okay, we'll wait for him. Now, where's the parent?
In the lobby. I know, I was informed that the stepdad's in the lobby.
About to skip to the next kid. I mean, you go if he's there.
Your Honor, I'm trying to get Mr. Velasquez, get the parent in there. Give me
All
one
right,
second.
Mr. Ligon, if this doesn't work, we'll bring all the parents in at one time in the room. I mean, there's nothing I can, if they're here in the building, then we need to get them in there.
Okay, they're coming in the room now. You're on.
All right, Ms. Morris, so as I was saying, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. Anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. All right, so Ms. Flores, what I have here is, Bradley, turn off your radio. Mr. Ligon, can you please tell him to turn off his radio? I mean, because it's Zoom, so whenever his radio goes on, it interrupts everything else here.
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you. All right, so Raven, on Sunday, Forest Hills referred at about 7:40 in the morning. They were dispatched. Okay, who's the probation officer? Ms. Paxton, are you the probation officer for this one?
I am, yes.
Oh, here we go. Okay, the cases were out of order. Okay, so no history. 16 years old. Let's see. 7:40 in the morning, police were dispatched for a domestic involving a stabbing. The caller, your sister, says she was attacked by Raven, who had a pole and defended herself with a knife. Sister had left the residence and was driving around. The officer made contact, saw that she was holding a small child. She explained that she and Raven had gotten into an argument about fireworks and then began to fight. A couple of minutes later, as she was holding her 1-year-old son, Raven came into the room and began to beat her with a pole. And the sister swung a pocket knife at Raven, stabbing her 2 or 3 times. Officer noted the victim had reddish-pink marks on her face. Raven was located at home and transported by MedStar to get stitches from the stabbing. So, Dad, are you dad or stepdad?
Stepdad.
Okay, were you there when this happened?
No.
Who was there? Who was there?
I believe her brother, her older brother.
Did your brother tell you what happened?
No, nobody told me anything about what happened.
Did you ask anybody?
I just know they had a fight, and Raven supposed to have hit her with a pole, and Liz supposed to have stabbed her.
Sir, can you take off your mask? I can't understand you.
All I know is they supposed to have a fight. Somebody got hit with a pole, knife got pulled out. Raven got stabbed twice or something in the back. That's all I know.
But this happened inside your house.
No, I'm not in the house. I wasn't there.
But whose house is it?
My mother's.
You don't live there?
No.
Where's mom right now?
No, she couldn't come. She's sick.
Tell you, Raven, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know even if I believe this report or not. But at this point, I have nothing else to go on. So all I have is somebody saying that you beat them with a pole and then they stabbed you with a knife. Yeah. Stepdad, does she live in this home with her sister?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to return you to that situation where people are stabbing each other for whatever reason, okay? Because I do know you got stabbed. I just don't know who started or anything. But at this point, I need to keep you separated because I'm afraid to release you back to that home. We have more information. We can go forward. Mr. Lofton.
Yes, sir.
Find out more information. I mean, I'm not opposed to letting her go home. I just can't release her to a situation where people are getting stabbed.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So if you can get more from me, I'm open to the idea. Just at this point, I've just got to put the brakes on. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Raven. Thank you. I'm detaining you for now until I get more information to make it comfortable for me to release you. Last thing I want you to do is to bleed out at home because of a fight.
I have a question. What information would you need for her to be released?
Well, more information that you have. You don't live there. You didn't see what happened. You don't even know what happened. You didn't ask anybody what happened.
But no, what I told you is what was told to me.
I understand, but you understand where I'm coming from is, so right now, all I have is a police report, which is hearsay, right? I get that, but I don't know what the fight actually was about. I don't know who instigated it. I don't know what injuries were to the sister, if it justified the stabbing. I don't know how bad the stabbing was. I don't know how toxic the relationship is. Like, all I know is somebody got stabbed and had to go to the hospital. All right.
Excuse me. The relationship.
As far as thing is, here's the thing, right? Not that I don't care about what you're saying, is because this is a case involving an aggravated assault, which in theory you can do up to 20 years for. I don't want you to say anything that puts yourself in a spot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you may be completely on the high road here, but the worst thing you can do is put your attorney in a situation where he can't defend you anymore.
What you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I recommend that you use right to remain silent. You can talk to your attorney, explain all this. Your attorney practices in this court all the time. Like, I'm open to suggestions. All the attorneys and probation officers know I do not want to keep you here, but I have to because I don't want you being killed.
That's I'm trying to see. It is like can she go be released to her grandparents? Because her grandparents.
It's possible, but here's the problem, sir, is you don't live in that house. So your information is very limited. And I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying you're coming from a very limited perspective. Mr. Lofton very well knows like what's important to me, the way I think. Her attorney is a good attorney. Like he can get this information and give me the confidence to go and release her. I don't want Raven here, but I don't want Raven to end up dead either.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What information can I provide?
Talk to Mr. Lofton.
Just give me a call after this hearing and I'll be happy to talk to you. Happy, okay?
Okay.
Probation officer will give you my phone number. I should be in hearings in another 30 minutes to an hour, so call me early this afternoon. Let's work together, okay?
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What I need to do for her to get out.
Yes, sir. Just give me a call. I'll give you some time, as much time as you need, and we'll figure this out, okay, sir?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jaden Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 business days. I'll let you know you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at the detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have the right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, Mr. Jackson, so you're on probation for burglary of a habitation. You're 14 years old. It started when you were 11 with an assault bodily injury. When you're 12, you have an engaging in organized crime. When you are 14, you have a burglary of a habitation, which you got probation for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts. But you were placed on probation for 3 of them. And then, now this is the 3rd time, I guess, we've had to issue a warrant for you while you're on probation. You've been here for 10 days, so now we're at another hearing. So on June 1st, you cut off your EM and you got into argument with your folks, decided the best thing to do was come back to detention, so you cut off your EM and waited for the police. So let's see. Parents said they've been trying since Jaden's released back home on detention to manage them the best they could. So you've been breaking into their rooms, stealing from them, stealing their something from them, not being truthful. Ms. Jackson, are you driving?
No, I'm in the passenger seat.
Okay. Please don't have a moving background. If y'all are in a car, that's fine, but please don't be driving around.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So you're brought here to our detention facility. Back in March, we issued warrants because another kid at TURC stole the TURC staff member's vehicle.
I haven't really said much yet. She was just.
So what's all that background noise? Ms. Jackson, are there other people in the car or there's some background noise?
My husband is in here.
Okay, so y'all are driving though.
Yes.
Y'all can't be driving. I can't handle a moving background. This is court, all right? We give people the option of being on Zoom so they don't have to appear in person. If there are distractions like road
Okay,
noises.
give me just a second and we'll pull over.
All right, thank you. All right, so we start placement search. Ms. Young, where are we on the placement search?
Judge, according to the placement unit, just this past week, they are in the process of continuing to develop a placement plan. They've recently spoken with Jaden just prior to the weekend, and everything does seem favorable. He is pending an upcoming motion to modify hearing on 7/13.
So, I'm sorry, so the placement search, how is that going?
They're saying that they are still developing options for him. Mom is aware that they're at that echelon right now.
Here's the problem, Ms. Young, is he's placed in a short-term placement and then he steals the car from one of the staff members. He's cutting off his monitor. He's violating EM multiple times. He's stealing from his parents. Like, what, is there even a placement option for him?
They have not informed me as far as where they are. That's as much information as they have provided.
I don't know. I mean, Judge Terry ordered it, so she must see something about it that makes her think that placement can help, but
yes, sir.
I think we're running out of options for Mr. Jackson. All right, Mr. Jackson, so here's the deal. I think you're absolute bedlam. You're just gonna do what you wanna do. I don't think you take any, I don't think you respect authority. I don't think you respect the rules. I think releasing you would be a danger to yourself as well as the community. You're on probation for burglary of a habitation. And you're just doing whatever you want to do. So anyways, I'm going to go and order you detained. I just think it's too much of a danger to release you. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Go and let Ms. Young know next time those parents can't appear via Zoom. They have to appear in person. Thank you. All right, Zacharia Marshall. Really getting fed up with Zoom. Like, it's a great tool, but if you're losing all respect for the court. All right, Mr. Marshall, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought to a facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days and have to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days after that. I'll let you know you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, so Mr. Marshall, you're on probation for evading arrest with a vehicle, a felony offense, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, which is a felony. We brought you in, you tested positive for weed while you're on probation. You just got probation May 11th. So the Haltom City said they responded to call about 4 juveniles seen breaking into cars in the area. One witness was taking out the trash, about 6, saw the individuals near their son's car. One individual later identified by the victim as Zakaria was seen inside the car before they all ran off. Zakaria and 3 adult companions were later located by the police. It was transported here. So you're on probation for evading arrest with a vehicle, for stealing somebody's car. You're smoking weed while you're on probation, and now you're caught in somebody else's car while you're on probation. All right, Mr. Marshall. This is, I mean, you're 14 years old. I mean, I don't understand why this is a life that you want to leave, but I find Mom, why is he out at 6 o'clock in the morning breaking the cars or in other people's cars? You know? No?
Not a clue. Look, exactly. He's on probation, so he knows better. So
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, here's the thing, like, I get it when kids sneak out in the middle of the night, but it's just really rare when kids sneak out 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Like, does this make sense to you?
no.
Okay, Mom, because I remember you. We've met before, right?
Yes.
And I remember I told you I liked you last time, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, we've had conversations before. I'm trying to figure, he just got on probation. You know where the weed's coming from?
The people that he's not supposed to hang around with.
Isn't that the problem?
What even happened?
Okay. Well, Mom, I hope you understand at this point, I can't let him go because he's kind of getting to the same level of offense, same type of offenses he's on probation for, right? I just don't think, does he mind you?
No.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Yes. If I tell him, take the trash out, do that. He'll do that, but don't smoke weed. Don't be around this person. Don't be around that person. Don't do this. No, I don't know what happens with all that information I try to give him, knowledge, whatever.
No, I get it. Mr. Marshall, aren't you tired of hearing your mom say this? Because I know this is not the first time you've heard these words from her mouth. And what you're going to have to figure out at 14 years old is for the next 4 years of your life, you're going to either listen to your mom and you get peace at home, or ignore your mom and you have to hear this over and over again, and you're going to have to meet me over and over again. I mean, it's your choice, but you're the one putting up this fight. It's like you're the one creating the situation. It's like your decision. It's almost like you like this, like you want the negative attention, when this can all go away if you just listen to your mom. I guarantee if you just listen to your mom about who you hang out with, you and I never would have met last time or this time. So anyways, Mom, I hope you understand I'm detaining him for now. Let's see how he does in here. He's level 1, which is good. Here's my fear is the only time he can behave is if he's in a lockdown facility. And if that's the case, then we have to send him to a long-term placement or TJJD. Mr. Marshall, do you know what TJJD is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You understand. And on your kind of case, it's what's called an indeterminate commitment. So that means if I send you there, you would be there until they felt like you're not going to break the law anymore. Okay. That could be one day. If you show up, they're like, oh no, Mr. Marshall, he's not a problem at all. They're not going to do that with you, but they could. Or it could go all the way to your 19th birthday. So this can be almost 5 more years of your life at TJJD. There is no set number of years or months or days. It's until you get to the point where you're going to follow the rules. So the decision you have to make, Mr. Marshall, is right now here in Tarrant County in Fort Worth, are you going to follow the rules so you can go back to your mom, or are you going to drag it out all the way to your 19th birthday? But one way or another, you're going to learn to follow the rules. It's your decision on how long it's going to take. So you get to that point, you make that decision, and life is good. All right? Just something to think about. So, Mr. Marshall, we will see you in 10 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jalen Reed. We did this weird cycle of kids coming back in. Oh, it is. All right, Mr. Reed, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here, let's see, you were just brought in here. So you have to see the judge within 2 days. I need to let you know that you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. You also have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. If I detain you, you have to see a judge every 10 business days. And you've had 10-day detention hearings before. All right, so Mr. Reed, right now you're on probation for evading arrest on foot. And let's see. I issued a warrant for you for removing your EM. On June 12th, you removed your electronic monitor and ran away. And then, so while you're on probation, did the probation expire yet? Or is he still on the misdemeanor probation?
Yeah, that probation is still open, Your Honor. He absconded before. He was referred in custody on a new offense.
Right. Okay, so Mr. Reed, you were on probation for evading arrest on foot. Then back in May, or with trying to locate a stolen vehicle, the victim informed the police that the vehicle had a tractor on it, so they contacted the company and they located the car over at, right down the street on Ray Street. Okay, so officers found cameras at Lake Arlington of 3 suspects stealing the vehicle, throwing all the personal items out of the stolen vehicle, and posing with a .30-06 rifle. Jalen Reed was identified as one of the suspects. When officers came to the apartment complex, the stolen vehicle passed by and Jalen Reed was in the front passenger seat. So you were brought here. Back in February, you were at TYRC residential program. And then on March 11th, you just ran off and you absconded for 3 months. So we gave you a drug test. When you came back in here, you were positive for marijuana, opiates, and amphetamines, methamphetamines, cocaine, and benzodiazepines. So, Mr. Reed, here's the thing, right? Not only were you on probation, evidently are you in a stolen car, participating in this theft of a car, you're also using all kinds of street drugs, you're cutting off your EM, you're running away from a treatment facility, and so I'm going to detain you because you're an absolute danger to yourself. Mr. Reed, I'm also going to let you know that at this time, I'm trying to keep our numbers at our detention facility a little bit lower. The law says when a child is 17 years old, you don't have to be at Kimbo. I can keep you downtown at the adult jail, okay? So if you're anything but a level 1 outstanding, I'm going to go ahead and move you downtown. Okay? I'm not going to play around with it. Well, I mean, depending on if it might be level 1 acceptable, but if you have any majors, right, and you drop levels, you're going to be housed downtown until your case is over. I'm just letting you know that now. I expect our 17-year-olds here in our facility to be on their best behavior, okay, and be an example to all the younger kids here. Yes, sir. You want to say something?
I talked to my attorney.
Yes.
Who's my attorney?
Who is your attorney?
Miss Hamrick has been assigned to this case.
Yes, Ms. Hamrick is your attorney.
Yes, I contacted her early this morning.
Oh, she's not even here?
No, Your Honor.
Did she call you, Mary?
No. That's weird for her. She must be in another Zoom hearing somewhere. She's really good about showing up.
Okay. All right, but the parent is here.
Yes, Your Honor.
The mother's here. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Reed, your attorney's not here. She must be in a different court setting, but your parent's here. So your attorney can call you and let you know what's going on. All right.
Can you just send me to county?
You'd rather just be in county?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I mean, this is a decision that you have to make. You understand that the food here is better. You have your own pod here. You don't have that at county. You understand all this, right?
Yes, sir.
Because there's more policies and prevention in place for coronavirus here at our detention facility. All these things, and you still wish to be downtown and county?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You understand you can't bond out of downtown, right?
Why I can't?
Because it's a juvenile case. Yeah, you're not entitled to bond on a juvenile case.
So if I go to the county, how long would I be there?
Until your case is done.
So when is my case?
That's up to your attorney, the district attorney, that's up to different people, but you're not entitled to bail on a juvenile case. You still want to go downtown?
No, sir.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right, good call, Mary. All right. So anyways, but I'm letting you know, you got to be level 1 outstanding here. All right, if you're not a good example for the other kids in our detention facility, I will put you downtown. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Jamal Wright.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Threw me off. Ready? Yeah, Mary was on the ball.
Judge Kim,
Yes.
I'm not sure that his mom is going to be present. I've texted her and she hasn't responded, so I don't know.
Okay, but Mr. Berger is here.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Berger.
Judge,
Did you wear a tie for Zoom?
I did.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Berger. Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, with the, okay, the brother. All right. Hello, Mr. Wright. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to make a decision whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 business days. We'll let you know you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. Mr. Berger's here, your parent is not, which is fine. All right, so this is involving the gang shooting over at the park. Is that correct, on Mother's Day?
As well as on 6/7.
Okay. All right, UPS drivers, Autumn Chase making delivery, and a bullet went through the UPS truck. Front window. Different witness described 3 black males who arrived at apartments, and the front passenger began shooting at the complex with a handgun. The car was later found abandoned and reported stolen. Let's see, and Jamal had posted photos on Instagram showing him and 2 other suspects posing in and on the car with guns. Jamal's recognized as a gang member, and they believe the shootings relate to a gang war between Crips and Bloods. So it's on
And
probation.
I said June 7th and it was actually May 7th and May 10th.
Okay. So was he still on probation?
Yes, sir, he is.
A felony probation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And his brother is deceased from a shooting related to gang violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Wright, here's my thing. Kids with guns are really where I draw the line. It's an absolute, I cannot handle that, especially when the guns are actually used in the commission of offense. So I'm deeply concerned that if I release you, that you will end up killing somebody or someone killing you. So I'm going to go ahead and order you detained. All right? Thank you, sir. Okay, so at this point, this court proceeding has been on Zoom because of the 18th emergency order issued by the Supreme Court of Texas requiring all proceedings to be remote when possible. Now, in compliance with Article 1, Section 13 of the Texas Open Courts Act, this court has been broadcasting this session on YouTube since the courtroom itself is closed. And that way the public can view these proceedings and see if how their elected officials are working for them or not working for them, as the case may be. That being said, the Texas Family Code, Chapter 5408C, states that a court, if a child is under 14 years old, any court proceedings shall be closed to the public unless the court finds that the best interest of the child or the interest of the public would be better served by opening the hearing to the public. This court cannot make this filing of the interest of the public or child at this point. And so I'm going to close this hearing to the public, starting with the live stream onto YouTube. If you're involved in this case, so we have 3 children under 14. How many of those parents are here through Zoom? Okay, Ms. Davis,
Your Honor, Willingham is here.
Willingham. And then anybody else?
Wyatt's mother's here.
Wyatt's mother's here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's see. Ms. Ledoux? You know you don't have to leave, right? Oh, okay. That's fine. So Ms. Willingham, this is what I'm gonna do. And this is just an order of things. What I'm gonna ask you to do is if I can ask you to log off of Zoom and then,
I can text her when it's her turn.
yeah, Ms. Turner will text you whenever it's time because I need to make sure all the proceedings are separate because these are all children under 14, okay?
Understood. Thank you.
And Ms. Davis will be first, I think, right?
It's actually last on the docket.
Oh, I thought Wyatt was last.
Wyatt's last on the docket. That's Tanya Davis is her guardian.
Oh, okay. So who's Morgan Oburn?
I'm Felicity Willingham,